Hi, it's Bread Bowl. Ready for a video? The history of 7-Eleven by hostage number 5 and main hostage, except hostage number 5 didn't do anything and it was just me and main hostage. So stop trying to take my credit. Alrighty, let's go. July. Not even right slide. Alrighty. 1927 to 1931. In 1927, July the 11th, the first convenience store was opened under the name of Southland Ice, owned by Joe Thompson in Dallas, which prior to this only sold ice because you needed ice to make food to make to not make food rot and go bad. John Jefferson Green thought that they should sell milk, eggs, and bread. He wanted to sell things that you would also bring home with your ice. Eventually, one girl thought it'd be funny to put a totem pole in front of the store. People began to refer to the Southland Ice Company as Totem Store. 1931, the Great Depression. W. W. Overton Jr. Is that guy up there. That'll make sense later. And the company's about to go bankrupt because, the Great Depression. So he sells the company's bonds for, monies. And eventually the company's ruled by a board of directors. Those guys up there. There's no pictures for these people, so I tried my best. Alrighty. In 1933, once Prohibition ended, the company was well renowned for their, beer and alcohol that you could get now because Prohibition's over. Let's go. 1946, after World War II. Alrighty. So pretty much, the Southland Ice Company was rebranding itself to 7-Eleven because of its schedule from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. And the company began expanding. In 1949, 7-Eleven was the first convenience store to run an ad on television, and that was like the coolest thing back then. Except now it's just like, oh, a convenience store is running an ad. Who the heck cares? But back then it was cool. Early 60s. What hours are we working? Says your average 7-Eleven employee. I don't know. Says 7-Eleven. All of them. And that's when their 24-hour schedule became a thing. Alrighty. In the 60s, they bought out Speedy Mart and locations, and they also signed a domestic licensing agreement, which means that they're cool in the US, and that's pretty cool. Alrighty. In 1965, they made the Slurpee, the best thing in existence that I've never had because I'm a Speedway guy. And yeah. In 1969, they made it to Canada, and that's a good place. In 1971, they let's just say took over some of the things from Pack-a-Sack convenience stores, which were owned by Graham Allen Pennyman. The joke is that they didn't actually do that, but for the context of this, he has a revolver, and that's pretty funny. Alrighty. In 1971, 7-Eleven opened in Mexico. Coolio. Alrighty. In 1974, they opened in Japan. Keep this in mind, because it'll come into fruition later. Fruition was not the right word. In 1977, they opened in Australia, the place where the emus roam and people are upside down. In 1978, they opened in Sweden, where PewDiePie was born, so, it's a cool place. In 1979, they opened in Taiwan. Fake China. That's right, real China. Please, don't kill me. In 1981, they opened in Hong Kong, which at the time was a British territory, or colony, or whatever you want to call it. In 1983, they opened in Singapore. Almost forgot that one. And that's a pretty cool place, too. In 1984, they opened in the Philippines. Also in 1984, they opened in Malaysia. In 1985, they opened in the U of the K. In 1986, they opened in Norway. But then, the late 80s came in, and they were fearing for a takeover. Also, the stock market crashed, so they weren't doing too good. In 1989, Turkey got their first 7-Eleven. And in 1989, also, Thailand got theirs. And so did South Korea. But pretty much, the company wasn't doing too good, and a company named Ito Yokado pretty much took 70% of their company. And also in that span of years from 87 to 90, they sold hundreds of their places. So not good. They weren't doing too good. Bankruptcy and all. And in 1991, they got out of that bankruptcy. But it wasn't too good. Alrighty. In 1992, they got China to get a 7-Eleven, and that's a good. In 1993, they got Denmark to get a 7-Eleven. But in 1990, the Southland corporation changed to 7-Eleven Inc. But also, in 2005, 6 years later, Ito Yokado made themselves 7 Holdings, and they started being, and 7-Eleven was a subsidiary of that, which means the Japanese have finally won. after like what is that, like 60 years, they finally beat the Americans. They took our 7-Eleven. So pretty much in 2005, Macau got theirs. And in 2007, for promoting the Simpsons movie, they made 11 of their stores Quickie Marts, and that's pretty cool. Alrighty, in 2009, Indonesia got theirs, and it wasn't a very successful thing if you look into it. And in 2012, Operation Takeover happened, which sounds like a cool thing. So pretty much they did this to pretty much terminate anyone in like their whole like franchise that was trying to take over their company and like do a company takeover, because that's not what they wanted right there. I may be saying that one wrong. I don't know. All that came through was a 7-Eleven killed a coup, and I think that's pretty cool. Alrighty, 2015, the UAE got one, and in 2017, Vietnam got one, and that's where I'm gonna end it off today. Be loyal, Bread Bullions, and subscribe. Join the Discord. Be a cool kid. Bye bye.